in a bit of salt. Thanks, boss.
Seems someone hasn't quite learned their lesson, but that's neither here nor there. Look who I've brought. Your friendly neighborhood builder, here to help us come to a conclusion on that whole explosion incident.
Oh, hey! And you're still on about that, Owen? That was a terrible mess, and I'm completely to blame. I'll be footing the bill in full for the kitchen restoration, regardless of what you may have told the builder here.
Hey, come on, Grace. It's no biggie. And even if it was, the Blue Moon has plenty set aside for rainy days, or explosive days, for that matter. Anyway, everything is taken care of now, and it hardly cost me a dime. Don't believe me? Just ask for a second opinion here.
All right, I'll bite. You plan to tell me the truth now, don't you? Let's begin. What is your name?
Huh? Where are you going with this one?
I have my reasons. Your name, please? Okay, next question. Next, where are you from originally? Highwind. Nice weather this time of year, yes? Very windy, I've heard. That'll do. Now I know what you look like when you're deciding whether or not to answer truthfully. Next, I'll be asking what I really want to know. And don't even think about bending the truth to help Owen change my mind. Got it? I can read you like a book. Now, builder, tell me, how much did it cost to renovate the Blue Moon kitchen?
More than a few glasses of milk, but less than a herd of Yakmel. Grace, it's fine. I wish you'd just forget about all this. Yep, just like I said.
I see. Next, the events in question occurred 2 days prior, and on the second day, when I came to work, the kitchen was already as good as new. Something here doesn't add up. Don't tell me you builders are dabbling in magic. Explain.
What's your angle, Grace? The two new builders in town are both riled up and full of vinegar. You're just used to old Mason and his whiny ways. Nothing unusual here, right?
I see. Next question. Regardless, Owen must have had to pay me on for working overnight. Tell me how much that would have been.
Be that as it may, the kind lady that she is, Mian gave me a discount. The difference in the bill was so small, I almost forgot about it.
Okay, next question.
Grace. Enough with the third degree. There's really nothing more to be said.
Boss, you sure have a lot to say for someone who says there's nothing to say. Why do you always butt in whenever I ask a question, huh? It's starting to seem like you two are in cahoots.
Cahoots? I mean, what even is a cahoot, really? I think this whole ordeal has you on edge. But, all right, have it your way. I'll zip it. Continue with the interrogation, please.
If something like this happened in the Commerce Guild, would your boss, Yan, handle it like Owen? Which is to say, would he insist on paying the damages out of his own pocket? Yeah, but the thing is, I think you do. Bet you two think you're pretty slick, huh? Owen, it couldn't be more obvious. You did put up to this little charade. However...
All right. That's the ticket. Oh, whew. Now we can finally move on from this.
Owen, I must say, your dedication to your employees makes you not just the owner here, but an inspiring leader as well. I'm proud to call you my friend.
Aw, shucks. Well, I think we wouldn't be seeing eye to eye if not for the builder here. You might even say we have an unspoken bond. Here, take this for your troubles. Call it a consultation fee.
Yes, thank you for helping us resolve this. I'm in your debt.
No. No debts. That's the whole point of all this. All right, let's get back to it. Catch you, builder.
You're here. Your first job is of utmost importance. Director. And good. Now, before you finish... Very good. Now, there are many relics in that... Of course I do. You are my assistant. No, that is beyond your... Now, let us continue. As a builder, I suppose you are not particularly familiar with report writing. I will give you a briefing. Take the relics from the shelf with care, observe, and research. The information gathered should be divided into appearance, form, and assigned research value. It is then written in the preliminary report in VTA format. Since it is your first day, I will not assign you too many. We're aiming to focus on quality rather than quantity. 50 reports should be adequate. Director. I'm good. Well, let's get on with it then. And please don't bother me unless there is an imminent catastrophic disaster. Good work. This all seems to be in order. You're an excellent assistant. Take this cup of sand tea. It'll help you concentrate. These relics may seem ordinary, but each piece has valuable information to be gleaned. You never know how each one could invariably help the human race move forward. It seems, however, that your productivity has diminished. We may stop for today. Do you have any questions? I have not had time to read your reports, but although you are lacking the desired experience, I was impressed with your dedication. You have lasted longer than any other assistant. Well done. Perhaps. I did enjoy researching with my friend when I was younger, but I have mostly sought solitude for my work ever since a certain cretin took credit for my effort back during my university days. Working with you today has given me second thoughts on going at everything alone. Regardless, I've certainly appreciated having you as an assistant. You may leave now. I've got more work to do. Goodbye.
Get off, going around, yeah? Yeah?
we get dealt one hand. Ain't no changing the cards.
That sounds good, but I don't think it's always applicable.
We can't change the past, but with telesis, we can change the future.
Good job.
I guess
I've got mine as...
more generous.
Howdy, partner. That's Sandrock news for hello. Hope you got plenty of rest. I prepared the route for our builder cruise. First stop, the train station. You might have noticed that the floorboards on the platform there are all full of potholes. Well, that ends today. Let's go. Here we are. Let's fix these holes. That'll do it. On to the next target. The fence surrounding Martel's Oasis. Builder crews, roll out. Here we are. Now, is it just me, or is this fence just a little lacking in the looking department? No offense. No offense to our friend here. The fence? Get it? Let's fix up the wonky looking parts and then move on. Make a pretty good team, huh? We got that done in a flash. Alright, on to our next mission. Beach installation in Town Square. You see, one day, I noticed Vivi walking all over town, looking kind of drained. When it suddenly hit me, there's nowhere to sit down anywhere in the center of town. Thus, benches. Like a pretty good spot. Say, let's see who can build up a bench faster. Ready? Go! Woo! Nice! But the real winners are the tired, the weary, the huddle masses yearning to sit freely. Now they have these super cool benches to rest on. You know, I was actually also thinking we should add some shrubbery. Maybe some flowers. But this soil is just so barren. But that's neither here nor there. We did good today. Here, a little something as a token of my appreciation. You didn't have to join me on this thing, but I'm glad you did. Let's do it again sometime. it's just you. Sorry, you scared me. I'm a bit on edge. Today when I woke up, I discovered someone stole my builder's license. I can't take any commissions without it. And it'll take a while to apply for a replacement. Huh? What did you say? Criminal mastermind? Let me see that letter. Chicken liver? Stupid goggles? My goggles aren't stupid. They're in style. And some criminal mastermind. I couldn't even get the letter to the right person. This makes things worse than I thought. The Civil Corp should hear about this right away. Hey, wait a sec. You're a key witness in this case. Can you help me out and gather some evidence? I knew I could count on you. What can we do? What can we do? I feel like I can't even think straight without my license. My license must have been stolen this morning. I still had it last night. Why don't you check with people who wake up really early? Maybe someone saw something. I'll go talk with the Civil Corps.
A ransom note? For Mian's builder's license? Well, you don't need me to tell you how weird that is. Have you tried asking Jasmine if she saw anything? She does a lot of the mail delivery in town. I'll be on the lookout for that thief as well.
What letter? I never saw anything like that. Maybe it's just a prank. Forget about it. Killer? Ha! That's nonsense. Ransom letter? Why, of all the cotton-picking nonsense, ain't no criminal mastermind. Killer E? That's the stupidest name I ever heard. Just one of them kids let their imagination run away with itself, that's all. I ain't heard nothing about no ransom letter. And even if I did, I didn't. So quit asking. Get that letter out of my face. Don't try to make me read.
Greetings! Looking kinda thirsty. Need some water? A ransom note? Theft of a legal document? A new super criminal setting their sights on Sandrock citizens? Forgive me, this is a lot to take in. I haven't seen any suspicious activity, and I'm usually pretty vigilant, as I think everyone knows. Then again, this morning I ran into Cooper, who had a long anecdote to regale. A very, very, very long anecdote. Well, I won't let it happen again. You have my word. I will have my eyes all over Sandrock, and I won't so much as blink until we find this criminal.
sounds like one of my mystery books. Cool! Oh no! But I didn't deliver this letter. I always remember the addresses on the letters perfect, so I never take a letter to the wrong house. The bad person must have delivered the letter themselves. Oh, I was in danger.
Howdy there. I need to ask your advice on a little something regarding a friend of mine who's in a real dilly of a pickle and... Oh, to heck with it. It was me. I wrote the letter, and I used my paw to deliver it. The guilt has been eating me up inside. It weren't meant for you, though. It was for me, Anne. I told my pa 50 times, don't give it to the builder. Repeat, do not give it to the builder. I guess hearing your name so many times got things jumbled up in that noggin of his. I wasn't aiming to cause trouble, honest. I just figured if I took her license, she'd have to take a breather. She's really been busting her buns lately, working herself to death. And if that happens, well, who's gonna go Yakima riding with me? But losing her license didn't help her relax at all. Now she spends all her time just moping around and never wants to do nothing no more. My plan didn't work one lick. I'm ready to face the music and tell her the truth, but there's just one more teensy little hiccup. I might have messed around and lost the license. I just went and confessed everything to you, so you're in on it too now, you hear? It must have fallen off my horse somewhere around the ranch. Can you help me go look for it? Good. All right, now follow me. Let me show you where I was when I lost it. Dang it. That darn license better still be there. You found it! Whew! Light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe tonight I can finally get myself a half-decent rest. I can't believe this all flew so far off the handle. Maybe committing fraud ain't all it's cracked up to be. I'll go give this to Mion as soon as possible and tell her all what happened. I really hope she can find some way to forgive me. Say, you're a really good listener. And a good license finder to boot. You're all right in my book. Thanks for all your help. We should catch up again soon under less incriminating circumstances.
This?
Thanks. It's really nice.
Not bad. These sketches, the minutiae of detail. Hey, what's up? This? It's not what you think, really. No, really. This is actually not what it looks like. Actually, you have to let me explain. Truly, think of how many conflicts and stories could have been avoided altogether if the protagonist simply stuck around and listened when someone says, "Let me explain." So, this is just a drawing of a model meant to show off some clothing ideas. Yes, it's Amira. No, I didn't draw them. And yes, she wanted to be involved. I'm a stand-up guy. You know that? And so is Pablo. Uh-oh. Did I say Pablo? I think what I was saying is, I'm a stand-up guy, and so is Pablo Lee. Lots of people. All right, fine. I'll come clean. Pablo asked me not to tell anyone, but no point in hiding it now. He drew up these wonderful designs for clothing and then buried his sketchbook in the sand. He says his dream is to be a fashion designer, and I don't really have a plan yet, but I just had to dig them up.
Please tell me you just wanted to recreate your childhood sandbox experience and you're not seriously digging up my... You are here as well, I see. I see you've managed to keep your mouth shut for all of 10 seconds, Ernest. Bravo. Drat. I wonder if the darling Vivi would find it too macabre to sew a zipper to your mouth.
Yikes! Look, it was an accident! And you were just on the way to somewhere else, weren't you?
Seems a bit off the beaten path to me. What luck? Yes, let's talk about luck, shall we? You like spilling secrets. Why don't you try your luck as a 2-bit paparazzi for some trashy attire and rag? By the way, I read your article in Kids Today and it was pure real. Yes, apologies. I do have a tendency to lash out.
Thanks for your concern, but this is just kind of how we talk to each other. The way Pablo just rolls these snappy insults off the cuff, it's so impressive. I don't even take offense. I mean, if I could learn to write stuff like that for my characters, I think my next book could really make waves.
Beware, for when waves are made, the friendship may soon capsize.
See? It's stuff like that that makes me want to endure pretty much any amount of scathing critique.
Forgive me, Ernest. My impulses have gotten the better of me. But make no mistake, my decision to bury these drawings was not one of whim, but of careful consideration.
Back at his studio, he seemed absolutely adamant. But it seems he's already letting his guard a bit. I think me being here is probably not helping. Why don't you try talking to him? Well, I hate to cut our little run-in short, but I'm not feeling so well. How long can you leave yak milk out? Looks to be less than 24 hours. Oh, hey! I guess if Pablo doesn't want his sketches, you can have them. Here!
Yes, I'm feeling a bit ill as well. From your sickening performance, Ernest. Indeed. Claims to have an upset stomach? Runs off like it's the 100-meter dash. At least limp a little, aren't it? I suppose he just whispered something infantile into your ear. Don't let Pablo give up on his dreams. I'm a little baby. Last part was ad-lib. He is young, naive, blind to the ways of the world, and he has everything given to him on a glitzy silver spoon. You think I would just give up on my dreams at the drop of a hat? No, only after being dragged through the dirt. Look around you. This town is a wasteland, covered in trash and dust. This town is drying up, and with it, the last ounce of culture these people have ever known. A few of them don't even bathe properly, and that's one thing I don't need to gossip about. No, you'll know who they are. You can smell them. When life is on the line, when every day is a struggle, when each and every one of these yokels is wondering where their next meal is going to come from, there is no space for art, no place for beauty, no time for dreams. Thank you. Each time I hear such words, it gives my heart hope. And yet, with only a second thought, these hopes are again dashed to bits. Let me pose you a question. The drawings you saw just now, would you pay for such attire? Really? Huh. Well, you're not just being contrarian, are you? Heidi, Amira, Ernest, these are my admirers. Yes, it would be my honor to enhance their outfits. I could decorate them from their braided heads to their stiletto toes. Alas. Three customers don't make a business, I'm afraid. Although, wait a second. Ernest is from Atara, you're from Highwind, Heidi's from Sandrock, Amira. Well, bless her heart, she's from Barnarock, but still, it is as you say. I have international appeal. All right, darling, perhaps you've made something of a point. If, and this is a big if Sandrock were to become a more popular travel destination, mayhaps there truly may be a chance. A brand, a penthouse studio, a fashion show. Thank you. I await the day I can rally the call. Our discussion has been most enlightening. Let us speak more of this at a later date. Goodbye.
It's so sad, isn't it? To think, once people walked here. I miss them, those days in the sun, watching people mill about. But still, to see life again, it feels good. To see hope. Please, don't let that hope waste away like we did.
Like this. To think I loved you once. Ugh. Oh, well, if it isn't my good-ish friend Skinny Arms, skulking outside my chamber door on the off chance you might bask in my stout-hearted, rock-ribbed emanations, no doubt. Well, today is your lucky day. Excellent, as always, Skinny. Excellent indeed. Almost excellent. I seem to have been somewhat let down. Ah, Skinny. I can't hide it any longer. As the Sandrocker I respect the most, and whose demeanor is also the most pen-like in disposition, perhaps it would ease my heart to confess to you. You see, I was action rolling over to my mirror after finishing my new 10,000 squat routine to check my post-workout pump. when I discovered, to a mix of glee and horror, my muscles are now too burgeoning to be contained by the surface area of my mirror. And in my moment of despair and anger, I killed it. My mirror. I broke my mirror, Skinny. I smashed it to 1,000 pieces. You must understand, these muscles, this perfectly crafted form, they do not come cheap or easy. No, they need constant care and attention. People have labeled my physique quantum musculature, as only through observation does it take a defined shape. But I digress. The undeniable truth is, my gains have been exceptional lately. Look at my pecs. No, I mean really look at them. Outstanding. I mean, it's amazing they fit anywhere. Oh, it seems then you understand the urgency of the situation. So, without a full and complete view of my body, I cannot truly know whether or not I've maintained my expected level of perfection. I need vision. I need a true view of my developments. Hey, buy me dinner first, will ya? A bold move, though, Skinny. Dig that mindset. But hark, let us save our caressing for a date sometime after I have solved this conundrum of mine. A larger mirror! Oh, but why stop there? Not just larger, better, faster, stronger! The most advanced mirror known to man. Yes. But a pinnacle of scientific achievement such as this, you'd only be able to build something so advanced with the assistance of the research guy. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. All right, Skinny, here's the plan. You run over to the research guy's house and order up an extra jumbo high-tech mirror. Meanwhile, I'll sit around and wait for you to build it. Can you handle this for your protector, the ever-reliable Skinny Arms? I knew you wouldn't let me down. Off to the research building then, chop chop. My muscles aren't going to gawk at themselves, you know.
Greetings. Make any novel scientific discoveries today? The homunculus man has once again requested the design for an item far beneath the technological requisition standard of anything produced at this research center. How troublesome. The last time he asked, I meticulously surveyed the exterior of my building to see if perhaps someone had mistakenly put up a sign reading furniture store. As I had originally hypothesized, no such sign existed. The only logical conclusion I've been able to draw based on the available data is that Mr. Penn believes us to be his personal furniture acquisition assistants, which is particularly perplexing when taken into consideration that there is in fact already in this town a carpenter, albeit of dubious competency. Sometimes I wish that homunculus man would just... Yes, I believe I know a way, with your help, to indeed assure ourselves that we will be making no more mirrors. At least, not for our mutual associate, Mr. Penn. Expect a diagram in your mailbox within a day or so. Thank you for this discussion. It has been most enlightening. Good luck.
This is glorious! The precision, the craftsmanship, the definition. I mean, just look at that veiny vascularity. You can't possibly know what it's like to have something you've worked so hard to create finally be right in front of you. Something made by your own blood, sweat, and tears to be a creator. Leave me, Skinny. I need some time to bask in my glory. You'll get your check in the mail. Beautiful human being.
Oh, the humanity! The bombacity! Oh, I told him not to do it! I told him that the abyss would stare right back! It's Penn! He's trapped! Just come quickly! Trouble down by the light shack! I mean, in the dormitory! He's stuck in the dormitory! Oh, thank the light! We're saved! I'll explain when we get there.
Yo-ho, Skinny! Fancy seeing you here in this city where we both live. How sick was that front flip? Yeah, did you see the part where I was like, whoosh? But hey, just as I saw you running about through town and ambushed you, it got me doing something I almost never do. Thinking! We've been hanging out and chatting, and you're always giving me stuff and buying things. I'm starting to think we've become really good friends. I knew I'd be able to recognize friendship if it did indeed come along. So, hey, I think it's confession time. Remember how when we first met, I did a totally sick flip like I did just now and offered you a combat coat? Well, the truth of it is, I don't really like teaching people anything. That whole tutorial shebang is really just an excuse for me to beat people up. Hard to believe, I know. But say, since we're friends now, why don't I give you a real combat tutorial? Maybe I can even offer you an introduction to Space Punch! Well, duh, of course it's great. I came up with it. Come, Skinny, we have much work to do. All right, we're here. Welcome to Space Punch 101. I'll be your instructor. I hope you brought your pen. You don't really need a pen. That was just an icebreaker. So, the first thing about Space Punch is you take your hand like this and, Any questions? Come now, Skinny, don't be shy. If you never ask, you'll never know. Here, let me show you some more examples. Boop! Space Punch. Space Punch! Well? Oh, come on, Skinny. Don't patronize. This is my first time actually trying to teach anyone something, okay? But normally I'm great at everything I do after trying for like 5 minutes, so just stick with me. I know what the problem is. I can't just space punch out of nowhere. Not without a target. Yeah, that's it. Follow me, Skinny. Behold as I use my fist to paint upon this canvas of sky. Take that, you vile beast! Space punch! Whew. Well, I think that will answer any questions you might have had. So, go ahead. Space punch time! Go for it! Oh. Oh no. That's not it at all. I failed. For the first time in my life, I failed. It feels... gross. It feels really bad. Dang it, Skinny. I failed you, my only friend, and I blew it. Makes me so mad, I just want to... No, I'm afraid there's no point. I've simply failed too hard as an instructor. There's no way you possibly could have gained anything from our lesson. Deep breaths, panel boy. Just like the minister says, take all those bad thoughts and push them down. Deep down. You know what, Skinny? This is going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. You know why? Exactly. Everyone cares about what Penn does. Everyone's always got their eye on me, just waiting for that moment for me to slip up so they can laugh. But we won't let them know, will we, Skinny? We're going to keep this all between us pals, yes? That is good to hear, Skinny. Truly, you are a stalwart companion. Trustworthy, far beyond any length I could throw you. And believe you me, that's far. Very far. So it seems there really are things beyond even one such as myself. A glorious protector of Sandrock. You know, Skinny, I've never had someone I really considered a friend before. Furthermore, I always promised myself I'd never be friends with anyone who didn't have an awesome cape, but you made me break that promise. Seems I couldn't predict the future. Perhaps there are many things I cannot do. Perhaps there is indeed a lesson here to be learned. When I got stuck looking into that mirror, failing today as a teacher, occasionally getting edged out in whack-a-mole from time to time, perhaps the lesson of humility I often preach was meant for me. Yes. Yes, that's precisely it, Skinny. I can't just take my own greatness for granted. Even though I've historically been ridiculously awesome at everything and done so effortlessly, that doesn't mean it's always going to be so. I need to treat people better. I need to do something nice for Burgess. I need to write this stuff down. Do you have a pen? I know I said you didn't need one. I wasn't planning on having an epiphany. You don't? Ah, well. I'm sure I'll remember it. Hey, look over there! A rocket rooster. Watch me tie its neck in a knot. Smell you later, Skinny.
Ben! Do you hear me?
Release me.
Can you hear my voice?
Told you 20 times I can hear you. Now release me. Stuck. Skinny.
I'm not sure we're getting through to him.
Stuck. So captivating. Could grate cheese on those abs.
He told me not to get anyone's help, but he's been like this for days. We'll save you!
Destroy the mirror. Too powerful.
You built this thing, right? Quickly! You have to turn it off or something. He hasn't eaten in days. Even my secret recipe mush with 11 invisible herbs and spices couldn't snap him out of it.
No, not turn it off. Skinny, destroy it.
Well, I guess violence is never the answer. Except when...
For your bravery today, Skinny Arms, I hereby award you the title of Assistant Protector in Training. Intended for recreational use only, it bears no legally binding authority.
I'm glad you're okay, but Pen, you need to be more careful. As I recall, I did tell you using electric light bulbs, aka artificial light, was one step too close to corrupted old world technology, didn't I? Got anything to say for yourself now?
Yes, I believe someone is owed an apology here.
Ah, well, you don't have to.
But I insist, yes, perhaps Burgess, if you had simply trusted my judgment and destroyed the mirror like I asked, instead of bothering our friend Skinny, who's always got something on their plate. And it could have been avoided if you had been able, when the chips were down, to just show a little hint of humility.
But
Shh, stay humble.
I'm sorry. I'll be more humble next time.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for your concern. But Pen has got a point. I should have tried to do something myself instead of asking you for help.
In any case, I thank you, Skinny. You have done this world a great service.
You're here. Good. I need you to help me build something. City Hall told me I couldn't hire you as my assistant anymore. Something about conflict of interest. So I will be requiring your services as a builder. Can you guess what it is?
The period allotted for guessing has expired. Sandteak. Aha, but this is no ordinary Sandteak.
I have designed a device which can effectively extract Camellia sinensis into any liquid without dilution. Suffice to say, this is a groundbreaking discovery for productivity. Precisely. As you are well aware, my work involves a lot of concentration and mental fortitude. On a regular day, I start with 3 cups in the morning and 3 more in the afternoon. Based on the caffeine release speed and duration, this seems to be the most effective. Skipping but 1 cup would cause my concentration to falter. Unfortunately, with my current workload, I'd need several cups if I need to stay alert. The consequence would be a higher intake of water, which ends up as bathroom visits, and I've done the calculations. Many wasted hours. Anyway, if you could build me an express tea maker that can extract octuple energy tea, all my woes would be solved. I've got the diagrams ready for you in advance. Thank you. When will it be ready? It is imperative that it is completed as soon as possible. Here is a cup of sand tea to try for yourself. I'm sure you will understand the urgency of this once you try.
Hey.
the express tea maker, regular tea kettles would take more than 10 minutes to make a cup. The tea maker would save me 4 years of time if I could live up to 70 years old. Thank goodness it's here. Let's see the result. The taste is wonderful. I feel brain caffeinated, concentration maxed out, work engaged. Now, where was I? Satellite analysis. It's like calculating elliptical movements using integrals. Cancel out this, introduce auxiliary variables, then plug it into this formula. So the integral constant here is also the time where it passes peristron. The vector expression of the spacecraft is the same as the elliptical trajectory. That is to say... Aha! You must be fascinated too. How selfish of me to keep all this beautiful science to myself. Come, take a look. I understand. You wish to observe my work, correct? Good, good. Learning through thorough analysis and practice is always efficient. This equation represents the reflectivity of the craft. This is to understand the necessary pressure resistance, and here's the atmospheric density inside the craft. But of course, I don't have to tell you that. Now, I'm sure you know that when shielded by the Earth, the sun's radiation does not affect the craft, or at least is largely reduced. But unshielded, the temperature rises astronomically. But for now, we should put this aside. It wouldn't dramatically affect the trajectory. I can't seem to find my journal. Forget it. I'll start another one. But my research. The acceleration caused by solar wind, surface to mass ratio. Find it. So much of my research is now returned. Thank you. I highly appreciate it.
Oh, hey there. I was just here putting this letter into your mailbox. On second thought, might just not. Oh, hey, shoot. I just remembered. I need to go home and lock myself in my closet. See ya. Oh, I can see through the cracks a bit. You come to join me? One-person closet, I'm afraid. You can hang out as long as you want. I'll probably be in here a while, though. Air's nice this time of year. Oh, yeah. They're still wondering about those letters, huh? Heard about that. Yeah. Well, it sure is hard to catch criminals. As you know. Actually, I looked it up. Not writing your name on a letter isn't a crime. That's why I didn't get back to you. Gosh. All the evidence is pointing straight to, yeah, it does seem like I'm the lead suspect in this case. I mean, it's probably me, but what if it's not? Dang, it's hard to think inside this closet. Well, if it really is me, I'd want to be the first to know. Say, you're the best investigator we have on the force. Maybe you can solve this case. As it so happens, we are exactly where we need to be for that to happen. My house. I'll bet you could build a criminal profile on me based on my stuff. Why don't you take a look around? You might even find the secret letter I was going to give you. But don't get your hopes up too high. I hid it pretty good. Just head over to the jukebox and turn on the investigation music when you're ready. I do it myself, but You know, closet. Nice. Can't have an investigation without the investigation music. Describe to me what you see, and I'll try to help out your investigation. Couple boxes of rocks. Nothing to see here. Really? Don't you have hundreds of rocks in your storage boxes most of the time? I'm not judging. Obviously, I have plenty myself. You shouldn't feel bad about collecting things you like. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I think it's fine. A bunch of exercise equipment. If the perpetrator has been lifting weights like this, they'd be too strong to write. They'd smash the pencil in their grip, or rip right through the paper when they tried to write. Not looking good for our investigation. Thanks. I just thought of that now. Maybe we can find a better clue, though. This clue is kind of weak sauce. One of my finest rock stacks. Note how each layer is perfectly balanced, and yet each rock supporting them is a different size and consistency. I like to think that this sculpture represents the idea that, no matter who you are, we all have a place where we can fit in and hold each other up, ideally surrounded by cool rocks. How could anyone with such a wholesome rock stack be responsible for something like nameless letter writing? Let's look for more clues. All I know how to cook is yellow soup and lemons. It ain't much, but it gets me through the day. Yeah, you just take 2 parts yellow, 4 red dots, and, I don't think I know how to share recipes. You should ask Owen or Mabel about that. One of my quieter works. The little one on top I balanced there with a tweezer. The delicate serenity of it all makes me less worried when I ask it to do dishes, and it never does. Oh, these? Justice gave me these. He wants me to eat more meat for protein, but I'm more of a yellow soup and lemons guy. Yep. I like to think that this... How could anyone with such a wholesome rocks... Let's look for more clues. Couple boxes of rocks. Nothing to see here. Right. That's Wilson. He's sleeping. Better not wake him up. Well, I guess if it's for the sake of the investigation, up to you. Looks like he's not talking, which makes sense. Wilson ain't no snitch. Well, looks like we didn't find anything. Guess I'm not the one who sent those letters after all. That's a shame. I was really rooting for you to catch me, if it was me, which is still up for debate. Do you mind turning on that fan? Sweating bullets here inside this closet. Did you read the part where I signed my name? Wow. I never thought I'd be able to find the bravery to ask you. And I was right. It took a series of weird coincidences to make this happen. Yes, I would really love that. A relationship. I didn't even think I knew the meaning of the word before I met you, and after I looked it up in the dictionary. Is this fate? Okay. Well, this has been a day. Can't believe I acted like a total idiot for no reason. That is so not me. Oh, I know this has been like the biggest day ever for us, but I think I have to go get back on patrol. I wasn't sure this day would ever come, but also, I kept this on my person at all times just in case it did. Here. Yeah, exactly. But it's more like a cartoon heart. It doesn't really look like a real heart. A rock that looked like a real human heart would be pretty weird to give to someone. Okay, better go. Yeah. Okay, see ya. Your ideas are usually pretty good. It's like Justice is always telling me, you need food to live. Maybe we should take his advice and eat something. Thanks. Things are going well. Let's see. What did I do today? Well, I got out of bed, then... Gosh, I really can't remember anything I did at work today. Deciding isn't really my thing. Why don't you choose? For the food. I liked it all. Today was even better than that one time I stacked 10 rocks on top of each other. Wish you could have been there to see that. Anyway, thanks for taking me out.
Thank you for your assistance. I'm fine. Perhaps I was overzealous. I thought I could move all this clay in one trip. But it proved more burdensome than I thought. I appreciate your concern, but I'd best take care of this myself. Although, I had been considering getting someone to help out at the shop from time to time. Yes, gathering clay. This is something workshop owners do, is it not? If you would be willing to deliver 5 clay to my shop twice a week, it would be a great service. And you will be compensated appropriately, of course. Well, this has been a pleasant interaction. Furthermore, it has been a pleasure to be properly introduced to you. I'm glad I fell. See you at my shop.
Hey, I wanted to commission some homemade paint, but your boss said it was too small of a task to put on the board. Then he said some kind of greedy stuff. Do you think you could help me out? Cool. Actually, I was thinking we could enjoy the paint together. I'm taking the day off to paint my walls 3 days from now. Do you want to bring over the paint then so we can paint then? That's great news. We're going to have a really good time. See you then. Don't forget the paint. That's the most important part of painting.
I've recently upgraded the telescope. I've increased the aperture, allowing for an observational field 27% higher than previously achievable. In fact, the locals have been using it too. The satellite that I've been tracking, Scavenger, will be passing above Sandrock around 9 PM tomorrow. I thought perhaps you would come and observe it with me. This is important observational analysis, not a date. We will be able to gather much more information together. Remember the time. Please do not be late.
Thank you. Your assistance is much appreciated.
Hey there!
Howdy!
Oh! Oh! Yeah.
Thank you. I hope that you were able to obtain this without any peril.
Good timing. The satellite will pass overhead shortly. I've configured the telescope. I've also attached an SLR to allow direct imaging. We can take photos for further analysis. We still have some time before the satellite arrives. Let's test out the telescope first. The image quality is vastly superior, no? The clarity allows for much more precise imaging for the stars. You know, interestingly, when people believe they are wishing upon shooting stars, they are actually wishing upon rocks falling and burning up in the atmosphere. Stars do not shoot. It's a common misconception. What else do you wish to know? Perhaps an overview of the constellations? I will not peddle astrology, but I know a thing or two about astronomy. According to numerous studies, the Swan was originally a constellation that was used to guide sailors across vast distances. They could follow the movement across the skies to orient themselves. What else do you want to know about? Ah, interestingly, the scientific name for this constellation is Scalasium Major, which is a rare instance of the scientific name and the layman's name aligning. What else do you want to know about? This was the first constellation I learned of. I was 4 at the time. This was a rare instance of scientific knowledge being shared from my parents rather than my grandfather. Much like the Swan, it would help them as they were out fishing, providing a point of reference. What else do you want to know about? Interestingly, although we grouped these stars together and named constellations, they were in fact separated by tens of light years. That's enough for now. The scavengers should be here any moment. Bingo! Now! Perfect! It's a lot clearer than I thought. Take a look here. This has to be the satellite's antenna. It's completely intact. It might even be transmitting. We should make it one of the few working satellites remaining. If only we had a working receiver to downlink the scavenger's signal. Think of what we could learn. Ah, but I shouldn't be too greedy. We just installed an equatorial mount and now a camera too. It's already a huge step forward. Since we're on the subject though, let me tell you about a paper I read a few days ago. The sampling of digital control technologies of the old world. What a read. Yes, the antenna on the satellite is one such digital controller. I might have mentioned it a bit last time. Here are the details though. See, people of the old world had hundreds of thousands of satellites up there in the sky. Most of them were destroyed on the day of calamity, but a few should have survived. Now, we've lost most of the communications technology of that period, I mean, we're using wireless telegraphs where they used quantum entanglement, which I don't even have a clue what it means. It just sounds so advanced. My hobby of observing satellites and space stations is my way of trying to connect the dots. If we're able to communicate with these machines, we might be able to recover much of the lost technology. You finally understand now. Teaching is a lot of work. What do you mean? You mean you already know about it, and you still wanted me to talk about it? Ah, I see. Learning through repetition. Well, at least you have an eager mind. You know, I used to deflect from social situations, but it seems in fact that stimulating scientific conversation can be had. Interesting. It's getting quite late. Let's call it a night. I need to rest too.
Oh, hey there. Here for the ceremony, huh? Well, this is it. I paid an arm and a leg getting advertising all the way out to Atara. And this is the turnout. Logan. Why couldn't he have blown up the water tower next week? Or better yet, not at all? Well, on the bright side, since there's no one here, there's no one to see how miserable of a failure this is. Thanks for coming out to show your support. I'm sure you've still got plenty to do after the attack. It means a lot. This ain't the end of the world, though. Maybe once the Civil Corps finally catch that no-good-Nick, I'll paint the sleds a different color and rebrand the whole thing or something. I even had this gift specially picked out for my first customer, and I guess my first customer is you now, huh? I guess technically Burgess was here first, but his beliefs wouldn't allow him to accept a relic. Here you go. Oh, speaking of Burgess, he wanted to talk to you. He feels responsible for getting the ball rolling on this thing, I guess. I mean, this is nobody's fault but Logan's, but I couldn't convince him otherwise. Catch you later. We'll get him next time.
Hey there. Gosh, real shame about all this. It seems like this whole entertainment thing blew up in our faces, and it's all my fault. If I just hadn't bothered with that darn survey. Well, I suppose one could blame Logan, as his antics did scare everyone away from the ceremony, but oh shucks, let's call it 50-50. What's more, I realized that my survey, which was intended to support the need for giving people in town a rest, actually ended up putting you builders back to work. Well, I'm real sorry that things turned out like this. Foresight is not your strong suit. Miguel always says that about me. If it means anything, I did want to tell you that I think you did a really great job on the sand sled thing, even if nobody showed up. All the stuff you've been doing for Sandrock, well, a lot of people appreciate it. We're all rooting for you. So, I saved up some money and got you a week-long pass to ride on Katori's sand sled game as many times as you want. I got one for Mian, too, since you guys have been working so hard lately. Well, have fun. Be careful, those sleds can get real speedy.
Nice work. The hardest part is behind us. First, some music to set the mood. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy the show. Yep, you've heard the stories. But did you ever think you'd really be living it? Watching paint dry. Oh. If you look really close, you can see the thicker parts of the paint slowly drip down and even out. You can't beat the smell either. But for a beginner, you might want to focus on a point. Remember the paint. Close your eyes for about 10 minutes. Then when you open them, you'll definitely see the difference. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world. Looks like the paint is dry. Well, you know what they say. Nothing good can last forever. Did you enjoy yourself? My favorite part was when the paint dried. Well, I'm beat. That was more than enough excitement for one day. I'll catch you later.